We have about 15 minutes for Q&A, so if I could invite Sita, Kay, and Gareth, please don't sit down. Come and take some seats. We have a roaming mic that I can run around if anybody has any questions. Good. Yes. Just wait for the microphone.
Hi there. I'm an independent producer-director. I worked for 10 years in television when I had to have time off because I have a chronic disability, and I'm trying to get back into making documentaries is what I do. And I was just wondering if you could give me any advice about how I can kind of get back in, because it's incredibly difficult, and obviously funding is difficult, but also the barrier of being older in television and having a disability. Thank you.
Hi, nice to meet you. So whilst the TV side of things isn't my full... Sorry, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you can tell, I can't even get a microphone to work. 1, 2. There we go. Sorry, I'll speak up. So the lady in front was just asking about return to work support, and particularly in mind the fact that what caused you to leave employment initially was an illness or disability. You're now wanting to go back in. I mean, on the film side, we are very keen to support those that are looking to return to work. You've got a group of people that have had an immeasurable level of knowledge and experience that just for whatever reason have stepped out from the industry. So we, through our bursary provision, can help in a number of different ways. One is to offer support in terms of if there are any enhanced access requirements that you now have, or whether there's anything to just facilitate the basic logistics of returning to work. But if it's something that, for example, I don't know, in VFX, you know, there is constantly changing software, and if it's a piece of software or something that you might need to upskill, again, the bursary provision that rolls out in April would help support that.
Can you try the mic, please?
1, 2, 2, 2.
As your question was quite specific, it was about unscripted, you want to go back into documentaries, right? Yes. Yeah. So unscripted, but there are 2 points I want to make. First, there are a couple of scenes we do in unscripted. We don't do as many as we would like, and I'll come to that in a minute. But there is a particular scheme which ITF is delivering for us. It's called Rising Director Scheme. Apply again. Apply again is what I would say, because we are rolling it out. And the other thing I want to say is unscripted is an area we know we need to do much more work, and we're working very hard with PACT and the broadcasters in coming up with a skills contribution so we can do much, much more there. I'm a great believer that unscripted is a nursery slope for all kinds of program making, and what you learn there is just phenomenal. So we're working really hard to find ways to support skills and talent in that, so watch this space. But in the meantime, as Gareth mentioned, apart from the ITF Rising Directors, we've got a mentoring program that's rolling out. So do apply, and there are bursaries as well. Okay? Don't give up.
Jilly, it's coming to you.
Oh, sorry, I was just saying that all of Indie Training Fund's training is subsidised for freelancers. So if it's a question of needing to upskill, then we can respond really quickly. If you tell us what you need to see in training, we can put it on for you very quickly. We've got about 100 short courses anyway, so they're all subsidised for people like you.
Yes, let's take a question from the back.
Hi, panel. This is a question actually that came from a final year student at a university in Bradford who couldn't get on the course today. I said I was going, so she got me to ask this question. Does the panel think it important that people entering the industry have a sound understanding of diversity in action? Assuming yes, how do we cascade the knowledge that we're going to be learning today down to the grassroots kind of entry level in terms of diversity awareness?
Sorry, can you just repeat the first bit? Do you mind?
Does the panel think it important that people entering the industry have a sound understanding of diversity in action? Because obviously we're doing a lot here at a more strategic level. It's just cascading the knowledge that we get here and our awareness of diversity needs to fundamentally change the industry, needs to cascade down to that grassroots entry level. How do we go about that? Small question.
Thank you, Richard. I think there's a couple of elements to that. One, there's the work that you can do within careers, and I think we are very careful with how we how basically we advertise the type and nature of the different jobs that exist in the screen industries, and making sure that they feel that they are accessible irrespective of your postcode or what you look and sound like. So that's a really important driver on the career side of things. One thing that we are also very careful to do, and it came up, as you know, Saturday at the Leeds induction, we had our induction session for this year's film trainee, and diversity and inclusion came up in that meeting, and we discussed some of the pressures of crewing up at the last minute, some of the pressures of not necessarily looking outside your typical circle of employees. So I think the work we do in terms of cascading it down is ambassadorial. We try and lead by example. We try and make sure that our programs meet and exceed all of the required standards. And in fact, it's not just about sort of hitting quotas or hitting targets. It's actually just embracing the fact that diversity and inclusivity is an incredibly commercially important and emotionally important part of what we do within the screen sector.
The other point I want to add to that is Gareth mentioned the work we're doing in careers. We are going to be doing quite a lot more, with universities and schools. But fundamentally, the work we need to do is enable people, regardless of their background, to believe they too can have a dream to be part of our business. And our job is to actually open up the breadth of roles and opportunities. Because the truth is, even when I look back when I started, or when I give advice to people, people haven't a clue that there are so many ways you can enter this business, and there's so many ways you can be creative. I think just enabling information to be shared more widely is going to be quite a powerful lever. I think we all of us here in this room can be ambassadors. We will definitely do our job, but I think all of you will also be enabling that change to happen.
And we have time for just one final question. Yes.
Thank you. I run an organisation that connects young people to the commercial filmmaking industry. I'd like to set up a training programme to connect young people who are making grime videos to the established industry, because they tend to get knocked out once a grime artist gets signed. I don't have training accreditation. Is it the sort of thing that I can apply to you for help with funding? And do I need to get proper trainers in, whatever they may be?
I mean, we are always keen to hear of new people into this space. You mentioned grime artists, and that suggests that they are filmmakers from a certain BAME community or other, and they have that point of connection with identifying with the musical artists. So why don't they have that same sort of connection with filmmakers that are from that community? The truth is that we have a limited pot with which to deploy, and sometimes we're the obvious partner, but not necessarily the right partner. So we would I'm more than happy to sit down with you, get a sense of what you're looking to do, get a sense of who else is within the sort of training community that might be able to support you, because it is very, very difficult to get new initiatives started from scratch. We recognise that, but we'd welcome a conversation, I suppose, is what we're saying.
Thank you.
And with that, I think if we could please give a round of applause to our panellists.